Welcome to Friction Force, the forcible door entry simulator developed for the fire service by a career firefighter. The Friction Force simulator allows repeated forcible entry training for recruits as well as experienced firefighters. With Friction Force's unique patent-pending design, now you can master all major entry techniques by training on a single, durable device that allows repeated use. As a fire recruit, Friction Force inventor Tom Allen witnessed a far too common training scenario. Recruits forced to train with demonstration doors that fell apart quickly after the first few recruits completed their forced entries and did not allow everyone in the class a proper opportunity to practice their technique. It was clear that many in his class, including Tom, were not going to have the opportunity to practice correct forcible entry techniques in the controlled environment of the class, but rather were going to have to learn on the fire ground in an unsafe and adrenaline-charged atmosphere. That experience over 8 years ago is what Friction Force is all about today. Offering the ability to repetitively train builds confidence and competency with the different tools and techniques of forcible entry before facing a real situation on the fire ground. Friction Force is a 750-pound steel door and frame simulator that incorporates an adjustable vise. The vise, or friction device, has been tested at over 3,000 psi. Depending on the technique being instructed, the friction can be set to simulate a wood door, an easier force to allow a novice to get the feel of the tools, or set to simulate a metal door for more advanced training and a greater degree of resistance. With the patent-pending design of the Friction Force simulator, the resistance pressure can easily be reset to the setting of your choice between each forcible entry attempt. Designed for versatility, the Friction Force simulator contains 2 doors, allowing the practicing of techniques for both left and right door jams. In addition, by training on both the front and rear of the Friction Force simulator, you can train for both outward swinging as well as inward swinging doors. The tempered steel surface section totals an impressive 1/2 inch thick of reinforced steel, allowing for vigorous training over and over again. To further enhance the feel of forcing a real door, the door is designed to pivot to allow the Halligan tool to obtain a secure purchase point. Each door comes with removable channels, with wood already fastened in them, so you can simulate the baseball swing technique. In order to set the friction to the desired setting, you simply loosen the black wheel all the way to the left, then begin to retighten to the right. As soon as you feel the wheel stop, it has caught the pin. You set the needle to 0, then turn to your desired setting, using the easy-to-read markings indicating the wood or metal door setting you desire. It is important to remember to reset the pin to 0 after every use so it reads the pressure gauge correctly. The correct tools to be used on the door for forcible entry training are the flathead axe, the Halligan tool, and the rabbit tool with rubber mallet. A sledgehammer is not a proper tool to be used on the Friction Force door. Not only could a sledgehammer damage the door and void your warranty, but realistically, the door was designed to teach the most efficient way to gain entry. We believe becoming comfortable and competent with the Halligan tool and the flathead axe leaves you with enough time and energy to still complete your most important task: life rescue and fire suppression. Swinging a sledgehammer multiple times without any plan or skill at a real structure fire could delay entry and strain your first 2 companies unnecessarily. Do not put the forks of the Halligan directly on the friction pin of the door. The tools are meant to pry open the door, not mash the locking device. Again, this is not an efficient technique, just wasting valuable energy that could be used for much more important tasks. We have a lot of faith in our door, and there are doors that have been purchased for the fire service that get used constantly. Some have over 10,000 forces on them. If you follow these tips that we just reviewed, we believe the Friction Force door can be an important part of your forcible entry training class for your department. A few simple maintenance steps will help keep your Friction Force in top operating condition. Routinely lubricate the threaded rod of the Friction Force device with a light grease, being very careful not to get any grease onto the vise itself, as that would defeat its ability to create friction. Also, lubricate the lift cam from the top and the push bar mechanism, which is located inside the caster assembly. Monitor the fasteners regularly, tightening when necessary. The wood in the channels is replaceable. Simply use the channel as a trace and cut your wood to the needed size. We recommend using a laminated beam, easily purchased at any lumber store. For the casters, pull the lever down on both sides so the door can roll on its wheels to the desired area to train, an area of asphalt or concrete. Once you have the door where you want it, simply raise the caster lever and it will put the legs firmly down on the ground, making sure you're on a flat working surface. Once in position, two people unfasten the base and carefully lower it to the ground. The Friction Force Forcible Entry Simulator is easy to use, effective, and an important addition to your department's training division. Friction Force, a training aid for the 21st century.